What to expect when you're charged with homicide in New Jersey? Being charged with homicide in New Jersey can change your life in an instant. Homicide is an umbrella term under New Jersey law defined in N.J.S.A 2C 11-2. The major homicide offenses include murder, aggravated manslaughter, and death by auto or vessel, also known as vehicular homicide. The charge you face depends on what the prosecution claims it can prove about your mental state and the circumstances of the death. Under N.J.S.A 2C 11-3, murder occurs when a person purposely or knowingly causes death or purposely or knowingly causes serious bodily injury that results in death. The statute also covers felony murder, which can apply when someone dies during certain listed offenses such as robbery, sexual assault, arson, burglary, kidnapping, carjacking, criminal escape, or terrorism. In a felony murder case, the prosecution does not need to prove an intent to kill. Manslaughter is defined under N.J.S.A 2C 11-4 and includes aggravated manslaughter and standard manslaughter. Aggravated manslaughter involves recklessly causing death under circumstances that show extreme indifference to human life or causing death while fleeing from law enforcement. Standard manslaughter may involve reckless conduct or a killing that occurs in the heat of passion after adequate provocation. Vehicular homicide, governed by N.J.S.A 2C 11-5, applies when a death is caused by driving a vehicle or vessel recklessly. The prosecution must show that the driver consciously disregarded a substantial and unjustifiable risk. A homicide case in New Jersey moves through several stages that can shape the outcome of your case. An investigation typically begins with law enforcement collecting physical evidence, interviewing witnesses, and reviewing recordings or surveillance footage. Once the prosecutor believes there is sufficient evidence, a complaint may be filed and an arrest may follow. Because homicide is an indictable offense, the case goes directly to the Superior Court. At arraignment, a judge reads the formal charges and you enter a plea, which is typically not guilty at that stage. The court will also address pretrial release under the Criminal Justice Reform Act, which uses a risk-based assessment instead of traditional cash bail. Before a homicide case proceeds to trial, it must go through the grand jury process. The grand jury decides whether probable cause exists to support the charges. If the grand jury returns a true bill, the case moves forward toward trial with an indictment in place. During the pre-trial phase, your attorney reviews discovery materials such as police reports, witness statements, forensic results, and other evidence. Your lawyer may file motions to suppress evidence obtained through unlawful searches or to challenge statements taken without proper Miranda warnings. Pre-trial motions can limit what the prosecution presents at trial and may affect whether charges are reduced or dismissed. Not every homicide case goes to trial. In some situations, the prosecution may offer a plea agreement involving a lesser charge or reduced sentence. A plea decision should be made only after careful review of the evidence and potential sentencing exposure. If the case proceeds to trial, the process begins with opening statements from both sides. The prosecution presents evidence and calls witnesses, and the defense has the opportunity to cross-examine those witnesses. Your defense attorney may also present witnesses and evidence on your behalf. Before deliberations, the judge instructs the jury on the law and explains that the prosecution must prove every element of the offense beyond a reasonable doubt. If the jury finds you not guilty, you are acquitted. If the jury finds you guilty, the case moves to sentencing. If the jury cannot reach a unanimous verdict, a mistrial may be declared. Sentencing penalties depend on the specific conviction. Murder is a first-degree crime and carries a sentence of 30 years to life, with 30 years of parole and eligibility. New Jersey's No Early Release Act requires 85% service for certain first- and second-degree offenses, including murder, aggravated manslaughter, and vehicular homicide. Aggravated manslaughter is a first-degree offense punishable by 10 to 30 years in state prison. Manslaughter is a second-degree offense punishable by 5 to 10 years. Vehicular homicide is often a second-degree offense punishable by 5 to 10 years and includes parole and eligibility requirements. From the moment of arrest, you have the right to remain silent and the right to have an attorney present during questioning. Anything you say to law enforcement can be used against you in court. If law enforcement conducts an unlawful search, your lawyer may challenge that evidence. Open and honest communication with your attorney is essential because attorney-client privilege protects those communications. Facing a homicide charge is one of the most serious legal situations you can encounter. You need a lawyer who understands how these cases are investigated, charged, and tried in New Jersey courts. An experienced attorney can guide you through each stage of the process and work to protect your rights. Lustberg Law Offices, LLC is a criminal defense law firm representing individuals accused of murder, manslaughter, and other serious offenses throughout New Jersey. If you are under investigation or have been charged, contact Lustberg Law Offices, LLC at 201-880-5311 and visit the office at 1 University Plaza Drive number 212, Hackensack, New Jersey, 07601, United States to discuss your case with a lawyer.